Okay, welcome to our podcast. I am Jessie Bowen, your host for the Become an Author podcast. And I've got two of my good friends on here. I have Grandmaster Cynthia Rothrock. Hey, Cindy.
Hi.
And I've got Seafood John Kraft. They're on today. And we are really excited because they both have books coming out. We've been doing it this year. And Cynthia's book just came out a few weeks ago. Then we have the Elite Martial Artist came out a few weeks ago. And both of these people are featured in there. And John's got a book that's out, get ready to go international bestseller next week. And so everyone, we're just having some fun, and we just wanted to be able to share with you what we're doing, how you can get involved, and hey, you can always go and check out our books. Go to Amazon, and there you can find the books. Elite Publications is the sponsor of this podcast, and you can learn more about how you can become a published author with Elite Publications. So you can go to www.elitepublications.org, and there you can learn all about what we do in publishing. Set up a free author success coaching session. Be more than happy to share what I know. Hey, listen, it's just knowledge to help you not just publish your book, but to make your book an international best-selling author. So again, welcome to you. And so, Cynthia, I'm gonna start off with you. So, tell us the name of your book.
Well, it's called Rothrock and Roll with the Punches.
Oh wow! Oh, I love that. No, I saw that. I love that name. The way that sort of, and that's really important when you have a book. That number one, you got a great title. You got a lot of great things in there. Share a little bit about what is the book about.
Yeah. Basically, the Rothrock and Roll with the Punches is kind of like my personality. I always like to be fun and everybody just have a good time. So that's what I did with this book, Rothrock and Roll with the Punches. I get so many people asking about how was your experience filming Hong Kong movies? What's the difference between that and US? Tell us some stories. Have you ever been injured? I do want to do an autobiography. I've been thinking about that for so long, but that's a big endeavor for me with time. So I thought, well, let me do this fun little book. It's about every film I've done in Hong Kong. And basically, it tells stories of what filming was like, how we had to do death-defying stunts. Also, I like along with both of you, I try to inspire people and motivate people. So I also have some inspirational quotes in there, some messages. So my intent was the book was so everybody would have a fun read. They would understand what Hong Kong filming was like back in the day. And also, if it can help someone along their path, I've already had people say, I've been having a really bad day. I was ready to throw in the towel. I've read your book, and you know what? I'm a warrior. I'm gonna really work at this. So, that's what it's all about as authors for all of us is, to do a book that's, for me, it was fun, entertaining, and above all, inspiring or motivational.
Well, you just said a lot right there because, and if everyone that's listening, if you can catch that part, writing a book, you have to get past your ego of the bucket list. So you want to write a book so that that book can empower others. And that's what's really important in the writing process, that you have created something that can inspire, other people. And that is amazing. That is amazing. And so look at your own life. Do you have something a message that people keep asking you about? Are you good at something? Have you had a life experience that someone else could benefit from? I was talking with someone today, and they had some tragedy in their life. Their spouse had passed away, and they're still in that mourning process. And I told them to start journaling, because what that person is going through, someone else is going through it also. And if you can survive it and you can become better, you got a story, you got a message. So when you hear me say, make the world a better place, that's what it's really about. If I can say something that makes the world a better place, that is super big. And John, you got your book coming that's out, and well, it's actually already out, and we're getting ready to start the international bestseller. It's already made top hot new release on Amazon in the bestseller list, and congratulations on that. So tell us a little bit about your book, John.
Well, the idea of the book started when I was approached by a local Native American tribe, and they were looking for women's self-defense, which is like, okay, I can do that, just teach a few classes and give some basics. But they said, the lady there said, you need to know there's women in active domestic violence situation. And I said, well, I need to prepare for that, because I didn't really know much about it. So this book actually is an answer to that. I've learned a lot since I started probably 2 years ago with this book. So anyway, the basics of the book is about safety, security, and belonging. And that, like what you two just said, everybody needs to feel like they belong. And so in our homes, if we have like any kind of arguments and stuff, well, the air gets thick, things like that. So we all feel it. And then we feel like we don't belong. So this book gives insight and encouragement into people that are going through these situations that aren't the best situations. So there's a lot of good advice in there. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, that's great, because number one, the first thing I caught from that is that, okay, now anybody can teach self-defense, but when someone is involved in domestic situations, you have to teach the right self-defense. So right. I really commend you on to taking a look at that, because I can show somebody something, they go out and try to do it, and they get beat up really bad. That's because right. That 30-minute class cannot prepare you for something. So again, so I really commend that. And your book is a fiction book, but it's got this story. Tell us just a little bit about the story. We don't want to give it all away. We want people to go buy the book.
Absolutely. Well, I was going to present this as a workbook in a class. And then I thought, well, maybe that's not the best way to go about it. So I decided to present it in the way that the Native American culture would be able to accept it. And they like stories. So that's why I came up with the idea of the story. And so the setting is like 1150 BC. It's a long time ago. But it's about three young friends that are in a tribe, in a community, and they deal with three types of abusers. There's the physical abuser, emotional abuser, and the master manipulator. And they go through this and they feel the consequences of each, and they talk to each other, they talk through it like friends will do. And they come up with some pretty good ways to deal with that, different types of abuse. And actually, it's a story of how to deal with that, how to overcome it. And I just learned a lot while I was doing that on how to recognize abuse, how to see it coming, what it looks like, what it feels like, how that our bodies, our makeup, how that our emotions are actually our friends, and that our emotions are a map that kind of tell us, well, like fear.
Well,
Fear is a good thing because it tells us, it alerts us of danger. And so
right.
fear is actually a helpful thing, and it's a very primitive emotion. And when we pay attention to our emotions, then that's when we say to ourselves, I'm listening to me. And now that I'm listening, I can search for an answer, to get away
Well,
from the fear or, yeah, okay.
well, Cynthia, I know that. Do you have a copy of the book, Cynthia?
I do right here.
Oh yeah.
And this is an amazing book. I mean, everybody should get it because there's so much, sometimes you read a page and you don't know that that will affect someone's life, but it affects people in so many different ways. And I'm so much about for women empowerment and helping people. And I think not just for women, but anybody can read this and get some inspiration, get some maybe emotional support or help, or realize, yeah, I'm not the only one in this kind of situation, or any
Right.
kind of situation that isn't favorable, how to kind of get over that fear and how to become the warrior and become strong. So yeah, I love this book. Definitely, you guys should get it. I think you'll really, really enjoy it, and have all your friends read it as well.
Thank you.
Well, and that's what we want to think about is that, okay, when you're writing a book, and again, that is totally awesome in there. Now, your easy button in writing, and, Cynthia, I don't think I've ever said it to you, but I want to say thank you because, back in 2015, we wrote the Who's Who book. And then in 2016, we wrote the second book, which, you were a part of, featured on the cover. I honestly did not, I wasn't going to write the second book. And Joe Corley actually convinced me to do it. And here we are, almost 13 years later and with 13 books. And, but thank you for your support. And we've done several things together. And our last project we've just done together is the Elite Martial Artist from White Belt to Wisdom, which has really turned out to be a great book. And so I'm going to bring that up on our screen. Try to anyway. Okay, here we go. I did good on that. Okay, yeah. So these are the 3 top books on Amazon you must own in your library. If you don't have these 3 books in your library, then your library is incomplete. And, which, of course, is Cynthia's book. And this new book that we've done, the White Belt to Wisdom, which is an anthology book. So if someone, I'm not sure I can write a book, I don't know how much I need to do, or anything like that. Well, you get into an anthology book where you've got now other people that's helping you to be able to write the book. So here we have over 20 authors who have written a chapter. We got, I think this out of this series of the 4 books, I think this is my favorite one. And, I'm not going to shortcut or shortchange the other ones, but, my heroes that I used to read about and have an opportunity to write with, that's what really makes it so special to me. You got Mike Stone, you got, Eric Lee, Cynthia, we have you, we have Art Camacho, John, and all the other elite martial artists. So the book is not really about karate, but it's called The Secrets of Life, Leadership, and Business. So Cynthia, I'll let you give a shot in there on it. Then I'll let John give a shot in on that book. And then we're going to wrap up in just a minute.
Yeah. Well, I have to, I don't know if I thanked you, Jessie, but I want to thank you so much for having me part of Elite Publications, because you have made so many people's dreams come true by just putting their words of wisdom into a book, and how that has helped so many people. Like, I know so many people that have written books through you, have have just helped people, and that's what it's all about. And you give everybody the opportunity to do it. And this is like an example. I love this book as well because its story is to help you with all walks of life, whether it's your personal, it's your business, whatever can help you on your journey of life. Is hearing from all these different people. And I love the fact that it's not just celebrities, like it's anyone that has a story. You make it so easy for people, like even if they want to write a book, because I know so many people like say, oh yeah, I'd love to write a book, but I can't write, but the fact that you will help them out and you will help them write it and get their story told is awesome. We don't see that anywhere, and this is the only place I think, that you can really trust someone like Jessie that knows martial arts, that knows people how to have life lessons, how to make the world a better place, so you are making it. And I encourage anybody, to get in one of these books, or even if they can still get in this one, and just tell your story, because you might not think it's effective to people, but you never know. Like I think I told you one time, I had a guy tell me I saved his life, and he goes, from watching one of your movies. And he said, you said, if you can breathe, you can still fight. And he was bullied, and he thought he was going to die. And he said he remembered that. And he's like, I'm still breathing. I could fight. I mean, who would ever thought that this little line in a movie could have saved someone's life? So I think people's stories need to be told. And what I think it's so great, it's your legacy. Your legacy, it's not an ego. It's just your, for me, like legacy is, I want people to remember me is that I helped people along the way. Whether it's spiritually, emotionally, or physically. And this is a true way to get your legacy out there. So I thank you so much for doing this. This is so amazing.
Well, I really do appreciate that. And when you're moving, when you're moving forward, and this is what I really encourage people to think about. So when you're moving forward in life, there are people that will be there to open the door for you. Now you're going to get an outcome regardless of what you do. But if Joe Corley hadn't been there to encourage me to write the second book, then we would have never met. And I would probably be, who knows what I would be doing. But now I've written over 60 books. And, and I looked the other day, and I think 20 of my books are on Amazon's top 100 best-selling books. But just from that you never know what you're going to get. So when you're now tell your story, you're empowering others. So John, again, you have a chapter in the book, and again, we're definitely always grateful for all the support you give.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a great book. I mean, it's fantastic. Yes, sir. So, did you want me to say something?
Yes, sir. You go ahead. You got a moment. We got to hurry up. Cynthia's got an appointment, so you better hurry up.
Okay. Well, I don't want to slow down progress. But yeah, if you want me to say something about the book, first of all, I agree with Cynthia, and you're an amazing man, and you've helped a lot of people. You've helped other people like myself reach out to help other people. And that's hard to connect sometimes. And so you've made a path to make that happen. And so that's very, very, very good that that's happening. And so I agree with Cynthia completely. If I was to say anything about my book, it would be, I almost didn't finish it. And the reason why is because when I got towards the end of it, I realized that being in abusive situations for anyone, whether they're male or female, whether they're a child or whatever, it's almost like being in a trap. And it's hard to get out of a trap. And so people that are in these situations, maybe they live in the home. If they're a child, they're stuck there. And so they have to deal with it. And so I almost didn't finish the book because I got to a place in the book. It's like, how do you help these people if they're stuck? And so really it comes down to, it's a choice that everybody has to make themselves based on their situation. And so the last chapter in my book is called Why We Stay. And it just gives reasons why people stay in abusive situations. So there isn't like a one size fits all. It's this is why we stay. You know, there's so many different reasons, and so really, what it does, I think, is it lets people off the hook, and it tells them, I'm not the one who caused this. I'm the victim, and I'm dealing with this the best way I can. I'm surviving. And so it's like Cynthia's story where the guy realizes in the middle of battle, I can do this. And so that little sentence that she had in the movie was enough to empower that person, and they succeeded. So, okay, that's it. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Cynthia, for supporting my book.
We really want to thank everyone that's supporting our books, our projects. Again, we're just trying to make the world a better place. And, and when you're trying to make the world a better place, there's an outcome. So we want you to, check out these 3 books that's out there. We got more coming. I'm launching a 100 author program. So if you want to join my 100 author program, I'm going to produce 100 authors by August, by our event in August. And that event is the Who's Who in the Martial Arts. And that is August the 28th and 29th. And we're in Las Vegas. So Cynthia, check your calendar. I want you to be there. So we're just having fun. So everyone has the power to make a difference. Write your story, share something that changes someone's life, and you'll get so much gratitude, self-gratitude from being able to do that. So remember, this is Elite Publications. Everybody's got a story. Visit the website, www.elitepublications.org, and be blessed.